Why is open source so popular? Well, for companies, for enterprises, it totally changes the game. No longer are they under the thumb of the vendor. We've been in a sort of dynamic in the software industry over the last 20 years as it grew up, where we had fiefdoms and turf wars and companies that were battling over platforms. And the objective was, whether you were Microsoft or IBM or Oracle, to capture the customer, dominate the platform, and lock out the competition. And suddenly open source gives customers an alternative. Now, I should add that those companies are actively embracing and investing in open source because they see the change as well and have been part of it, part of making it happen. But choice, the fact that vendor lock-in is really now a thing of the past, and the fact that increasingly quality is as good as or better than commercial software. And that's because you have hundreds of thousands of developers. I mean, in a typical project, you don't have hundreds of thousands, but you have dozens or hundreds of active participants oftentimes who are making that code better on a daily basis. So the turnaround for a patch, for getting a bug fix, goes from 9 months release cycle in the old days to literally overnight. Extremely attractive. And that's why big companies that you would expect to be very conservative are actively investing in open source. And they want to work with commercial companies that can help support open source. So that's why this is an interesting area for venture capitalists. Some people are saying there's a bubble. This is the next bubble. I don't think we're in the bubble phase yet. I think we're in the mild frenzy phase, perhaps. But every company that I'm familiar with that's been funded actually has a viable business model. Now, will everyone succeed? No. But there's a defensible business model, and in many cases there are thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of users already that they are servicing. So open source, of course, is not limited to software. Open source is a phenomenon that is pervading the music industry, media, video, blogging, even DNA mapping. The idea that we can share knowledge, collaborate, open up interfaces, and innovate much more quickly is extremely powerful. And it's an idea, I think, whose time has come, and the web really enabled this to happen.